Huh?
Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Hurricane aftermath.
Okay, so, ready?
Alright, guys. Commanderski here with Avilo.
Yep.
About to give you the metagame update.
Metagame update.
This is just an extension of our last video.
Hurricane Sandy edition!
Hurricane Sandy edition. We're gonna talk about mostly Terran today.
Yeah,
That's what Avilo wants to talk about.
Oh, it's what needs to be talked about.
That's what needs to be talked about.
Needs to be addressed.
This is dire.
First of all, alright, to start this metagame update, this is gonna be all, what?
Flooding.
Oh yeah, it's not even that bad right there, but it's just a lot of water.
We lost power last night.
Yep. Alright, so let's get back on track here, Commander. Okay, let's not say too much. Or actually, yeah, you can take while I'm talking.
It's called a video.
Yeah, it's called video. But you can take pictures of everything else while I'm driving too. Like
okay.
show.
I'm the cameraman.
Show all the water. Okay.
Okay.
Anyways, all right.
Oh look. Oh, these new houses.
Look what happened. Nah, look at what the hurricane did to those houses.
Oh shit! The hurricane blew off all the paint and everything.
No, actually, those are being constructed. We're just a-holes. Okay, but all right, back. So Terran, I'm gonna pass this video along, pass it to Blizzard, get it on the Blizzard forums, get it on Reddit. Even if you're not a Terran player, because this is about balance. So Wings of Liberty, what's in balance for Protoss and Terran late game? Infestor Broodlord. Should they nerf Infestors or Broodlords? Maybe Infestors, that's arguable from everybody. But what they definitely need to do is buff Terran and Protoss late game. So that's what they've done with Heart of the Swarm. They've given the Tempest to Protoss to help late game. But the thing is, Terran needs to be, they need to start refocusing on Terran, their efforts on Terran. And the two main issues, or the two main things, are late game Vikings, because they're bad. They're just, on the ground, Vikings are bad. The other one, and this is the one that I really want you guys to press on, is Ravens. Ravens. That was the teaser for at the end of the last video. But the reason, the reason Ravens need to be focused on is because they're a late game Terran spellcaster that's not as efficient as the other spellcasters. And the reason that is, and I was just watching a GSL game. It was I Am Happy versus Roro on Entombed Valley, and Happy was playing pretty good, but he still eventually lost to. He did make a pretty bad push and got flanked, but he eventually lost to. Hey, I'm driving, dude. Okay.
Yeah, the camera's shaking.
Okay, but eventually he lost to Broodlord Infestor again, but he had like a 180 degree of Vikings. He still lost to Fungals, Corruptors, and Broodlords and Infestors. Now the thing is, it's not like there's not a counter to Broodlord Infestor. There is a counter. The counter is the Secret Missile and Vikings and Point Defense Drone. That's like the counter to late game Zerg, as well as to the Tempest. But the thing is, it takes so much time to get those. You'll never, ever have them out in time against a really good player. Never. So the change that, people, I'm saying you should spread this video around, that's a balanced change to Terran late game, would be to increase the Corvid reactor increase the Raven starting energy to 100. And what this does is, when you build a Raven, it's immediately useful. It immediately has a use. You can do stuff with it. Whereas with an Infestor, you can throw out Infested Terrans, you can fungal. With a Templar, you can morph it into an Archon, you can feedback, you can do both of those. With a Ghost, you can EMP, you can snipe, although snipe is pretty suck. But the point is, when you make a Raven, there's nothing. Like you actually have nothing added into your army value, and you have, it's not immediately useful as a unit. And the problem with this is, people are always saying, hey, make Ravens late game, make Ravens late game, make Ravens late game. Well, the thing is, if you're in a game where there's momentum and the opponent's attacking you, you're defending, you're attacking them, there's no time to get a Raven. There's no like, oh, I'm gonna build a Raven and hope my opponent doesn't attack me for 3 minutes, or because you have to wait You have to wait for 100 Seeker Missile. You have to wait for the Corvid Reactor upgrade. You have to wait for the Seeker Missile upgrade. You have to build the Raven in the first place, get the Tech Lab starports. So there's all this stuff that's in the way of actually letting the Raven be usefully used. And so what my change suggestion does, Corvid Reactor increases the Raven starting energy to 100. Suddenly, if you build a Raven, it's not a gamble. It'll have a couple uses. A point defense drone immediately. So if you build a Raven, it's useful. B, you could throw out 2 auto turrets, sort of like 2 infest the Terran, so it has a use there too. And C, and this is another huge one, the length of time that you wait to get a Seeker Missile is now reduced from 50 energy to 25 energy, and that's huge, because instead of having to wait, 1, 2, 3 minutes at a time to get a Seeker Missile, now you only have to wait from 100 energy to 125 energy, and it still keeps the unit balanced because you'll only have 1 Seeker Missile at maximum energy. So that's the change that I would say Blizzard should make. It addresses all late game the issues with the Raven, not being useful right when you make one. Takes too long to get a Seeker Missile to counter Tier 3 Zerg Air and the Tempest. But yeah, they should definitely change that. And the other thing is, the other issue that Blizzard needs to look at for the beta is there's a couple, the Viking issue, Vikings suck on the ground, but also there's not really any new Terran units, and with the new Time Warp ability, it's sort of making Bio really bad. Like, the new Time Warp on the Oracle is sort of like fungal. It holds Bio in place, so it makes Bio worse in TVP, and they didn't give Bio players, people that love using Bio in Terran vs. Protoss, they didn't give them any counter options to the Time Warp. So that's what this video is about. I would say, in conclusion or whatever, to end the video, is, spread the word around, like, increase Corvid Reactor, increase Raven starting energy to 100, fixes a lot of issues of the game, and makes the Raven useful. So,
some branches.
So yeah. It seems like it would be a pretty balanced change and really good to test. It would make the Raven almost essentially a new unit, and I'm pretty sure Terran players would be happy with that. With the Raven that you can actually make right away, that's useful, instead of I gotta sit here another hour and.
All right.
So yeah.
So
that's the metagame update.
That was our metagame update, Hurricane Edition, Hurricane Sandy.
Edition, yeah, Hurricane Sandy.
Hope you saw a little bit of the aftermath where we live. We had a power outage. We had the power's back on like 7 a.m. Mm-hmm. It's like 8:30 right now. So that's it for you.
That's it.
Talk to you next time.
That's it. Ravens, man. Corvid Reactor, increase Raven starting energy to 100. You gotta.
Oh yeah.
And it also balances Wings of Liberty, by the way. Not just for Heart of the Swarm. If they were to put that change in Wings of Liberty, you would see Terran not auto-losing in a lot of late-game scenarios, especially against Zerg. Suddenly you'd be like, wait a minute, what the fuck? Terran can actually win late game? And then you'll see everybody going, that's stupid, they should just lose every game once it gets past 15 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, peace dudes.
Peace out.